हम सबको let's start with this class on Kathopnishad. We'll start with the chanting first. Those who know can chant on their side. Om Sahanavavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Saha Viryam Karvavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Gananam Tva Ganpati Gam Havamahe Kavim Kavinam Upamashravastamam Jeshtarajam Brahmanam Brahmanaspata Ana Shrinvannuti Sid Sadhanam. Om Shri Mahaganapataye Namaha Saraswati Namastubhyam Varde Kamarupini Vidyarambham Karishyami Siddhir Bhavatu Me Sada Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwara Gurureva Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Okay, so we are starting this class on Kathopnishad. This is an Upanishad from the Kathopnishad Shakha. We are looking at the first section now. This is divided into two chapters with three sections each. So first chapter, Pratham Adhyay, Pratham Valli. So total 6 parts in all. So this part we are looking at is the I'll just open to the text. I think it's got. So this is the part we were looking at. The 8th and 9th mantra we were looking at. And till now, the story so far is we have looked at the story of this young boy called Nachiketas, maybe 10 or 12-year-old child. And yet he's so precocious, so sharp, so learned that first of all, he's advising his father. So his father was conducting what they call a Vishwajit Yagna, in which everything that you possess is supposed to be given away, everything that you have earned during the year, or some say everything that you have also. So it is basically a process by which you learn to give back to nature what you have been taking all the year or all your life. Because we all have our duty to nature. We all receive so much from nature that we give back so that we can clear what we call is our rinam, our debt to nature. And because of this debt, we have also so many duties. So first of these duties is indicated here in the way we have to look after someone who is a guest in our house. So this child, this Nachiketas, was watching his father doing this yagna, but he saw that the gifts he was giving away were deficient. जो दे रहे थे वो कम था. The gifts he was giving was of certain cows that were not of very high quality. They were old. They had stopped giving milk. They were not very potent. They were not capable of even giving birth to any further calves. And also, some of them were so weak they did not even appear to be fit to take even their regular food and drink. So these cows, in fact, would have been a burden. So the child seeing this, he indicated to his father in a language that you should not be giving away these cows. So he said, what you are giving away is fine, but who will you give me away? मुझे किसको दोगे? So he was asking his father by whom he would give him away to. So these cows he saw were not fit to be given away. So his father didn't listen. So he repeated the same thing once, twice, thrice. So on the third repetition, the father got a bit angry or fed up or, frustrated, you can say. And even though he didn't mean it, he said, I give you away to Mrityu. I give you away to death. Yamadevta, Yamadharmaraja. So I give you away to Yamadharmaraja. Now, no father would obviously want to do that, but it was just because he said it. But then Nachiketas was a very wise child. He told him, you have given your word, so you cannot go back away. And maybe some purpose of yours is to be served by me going to Yamaraja. So let me go because you have said so. You should not back away because this is not the way how good people or wise people behave. So his father was not at all willing to do this because he had not said it, but he did not mean it. So we also have to learn this. We have to be very careful in life what we say because sometimes we might say something like in this case, it was his father who had to go through, but sometimes we cannot even take back. We hurt someone badly and that thing stays in that person's mind. So we should be very careful in the way we choose our words. That is the indication of what his father was saying to his son. So now this son, he travels to Mrityulok, he travels to Yamadharmaraja, and he has to do his duty, whatever his father has said. And when he reaches there, we saw in the story that this child was, he arrived when Yamaraj was not at home. So because Yamaraj was not at home and his wife alone was at home, even though he is a young boy, he did not enter the house, seeing that there is only a lady in the house. And so when this uh, child was waiting outside, it took him almost 3 days waiting for Yamaraja. 3 days he waited, and because he waited 3 days, he didn't even have any food. So he was hungry, and when Yamaraja finally came back, his wife scolded him. He said, this child was waiting for you. He didn't even listen to me. He didn't want to come in. So you must make up to him. You must make up to him. So this is what is said in the eighth and ninth. I just discussed this also in the last class, but there are some more points we need to cover here. So we'll just look at this. We'll just read the mantra also. आशा प्रतीक्षे संगतं सुनृतं चेष्टा पुत्रे पुत्रपत्पशून् च सर्वान् एतद्वृङ्क्ते पुरुषस्य अल्पमेधसः यस्यानश्नन् वसति ब्रह्मण गृहे. Again, आशा प्रतीक्षे संगतं सुनृतं चेष्टा पुत्रे पुत्रपशून् च सर्वान् एतद्वृङ्क्ते पुरुषस्य अल्पमेधसः यस्यानश्नन् वसति ब्रह्मणो गृहे. तो आशा प्रतीक्षे संगत सुनृताम च इष्टा पुत्रे पुत्र पशूंच सर्वान् एतद्वृङ्क्ते पुरुषस्य अल्पमेधसः यस्य अनश्नन् वसति ब्रह्मणः गृहे. So the last line, yes, wherever in which house this Brahman goes, a Brahman goes and he is without any food, anashnan. Ashnan is to eat the food, anashnan without eating food. So this Brahman has been here without eating any food. For that person, it is a big fault, right? So here it is said, for that person, he will lose all his good merit, all the good things that he has done, he will lose. So what are these things he will lose? Asha. So Asha is you will lose the things that you were expecting. Asha is those things you have not yet received, but you are hopeful of. You are hopeful of those things. So such things, it is said, you will lose. So that is the first category. Then the second is pratiksha. Pratiksha is something expected. You know it will come to you, and it has not yet arrived, but it will come to you, right? So pratiksha, something you have worked for, like some hard work you have done, that benefit you are supposed to get. So that is something you are sure of. It will come to you. And then sangatam. Sangatam represents, in one way, it represents all the relationships, friendships, etc. It also means your connection with the karma phalam. So whatever karma phalam you have received, to enjoy that karma phalam, that represents sangatam. Then Sunritam, in most of the texts, you will find it is translated as uh, good good speech, nice speech. So whatever nice speech you have, which attracts the people around you, which helps them have very good feelings towards you, that nice speech is also lost. But in another deeper sense, tun ritam, ritam means the rhythm of the universe, how the universe flows. So someone who flows along with the flow of the universe, someone who uh, maintains his relationship with nature, because a lot of times we hurt nature. Then cheshta and apurta. So this is cha, ishta, purta. So cha means to add, and so ishta and purt. Ishta represents those benefits we get whenever we do our regular duties of what we call the Dev Puja, Havanam. When we do any Havan, that Dev Puja, then we get certain fruits. So that comes under Ishta. Then Ishta Apurta represents those benefits we get from when we serve society. So this benefit is when we get is when we, in normal Hindu tradition, people earlier also they used to do, now of course they have not doing it, but we used to have what we call a pyau, place where people can drink free water. Then we used to have dharmshalas, places where travelers can stay. Then they used to build the wells, Koop, Tal, so wells, and then ponds they used to maintain and build. So all these things were, done with the aim of giving back to society or serving society so that the people can get more. So for that, you get some good fruit, good merit. And then putra, sons, pashu, animals, these are the properties. Putra is your family extension. Pashu is your the wealth that was the wealth at that time. It was one of the best wealths. Yes, having a pashu, an animal at your home, a cow, it will give you milk and so on. So that was considered wealth. Sarvan. So all these, it is said, etad vringte. These you will lose, or these will be destroyed. Because the Purusha Alpamedasa, a person with less intellect, kam buddhi wala, for that person will not give to the Brahman. So we all get good fruits for all the things that we do in life, but there are some duties also that we have to do. So that duty, if we don't do, what we have is what we call a pratyavaya papam. Pratyavaya papam, something that we should have done and that we didn't do. So that pratyavaya papam that represents our five duties. So our five duties are to the devas, first Dev Puja, then to the Brahmana, our duty towards self-study, then the Pitras, the forefathers, maintaining their traditions. So when we do Pitru Puja, it's not just a puja of the forefathers. It is a promise that we will follow their traditions. They come down and they watch, yes, these children are following what we taught them. So that is the real meaning of that Pitru Puja. And then, of course, then we have the Manushya Puja or Atithi Puja, where any guest that comes to our house, that guest has to be fed and worshipped and given the best of service. And then Bhuta, all the animals around us, all the creation, all the rivers, etc. All these have to be very well maintained and looked after. So if we don't do that, we will suffer. So a lot of people say this, why so many people died in a flood. All that happens because we are all guilty of not doing some duty of ours towards nature. So nature will punish us back. So it's not that we did something wrong, it's just that we didn't do what was required for us. That is equally as important. And how important? It can destroy all our good karmas. So because of the pratyavaya papam, punyam is a plus and a papam is a minus, right? So this minus can destroy your plus also. So all the good things you did that are going to come to you includes asha, the one you expect, pratiksha, the one you are sure of, sangatam, when you finally get something. All those things, it is said you will not be able to enjoy if this brahmana comes to your house, right? So the that is what we call the overt or the visible fruit of what is going to come to you when a Brahman comes to your house and you don't serve him, it will be negative. Then now we come to another deeper meaning, which is not, you will not find written in the text or there, because this is something that you learn when you go deeper into all texts. So what is that? That is also that when a Brahmana comes to your house, what does he do? Brahmana is a symbol of knowledge, right? In the previous mantra we have seen, it is said that Brahmana is like a fire. So what does fire do? Fire destroys or burns everything. Similarly, a Brahmana destroys or burns your ignorance. He burns your ignorance. So when he comes to your house, then this Brahman, by the fire of his knowledge, is going to burn away your ignorance. And with the burning of your ignorance, will burn away all your desires also. That is also another different meaning. So when this Brahman comes to your house, he will burn away all your desires. So all your ishtapurts, you will stop having those desires when he teaches you. So that is a totally new way of looking at the very, very same verse. Right. So this verse shows us how this Brahman can, when he comes to our house, he can affect us, right? In the normal sense, if we don't serve him well, any atithi for that matter, then that will destroy all our punyams. And also, in the other sense, in the spiritual sense, it means that the knowledge that a Brahman can give us can help us give up all our desires. That we'll see more when we go deeper into the text or later into the text. So that is the main second part of that. So Brahman is a destroyer of ajnana. Because Agni, he said is Brahman comes as Agni. So what is another name for Agni? Agni's another name is Jatavedasa. Jatavedasa, knower of the Vedas. So Agni is the one who imparts the knowledges of the Vedas, right? So next we look at the next one. So this is about the how he will make up. So Tisro Ratri Tisro Ratri Yadvatsi Grihe Me Anashnan Brahman Atithir Manasya Namastestu Brahman Swasti Me Astu Tasmat Pratitrin Varan Vrinishvaha. So Tisro Ratri Yadvasati Grihe. So for 3 nights, this Brahman has been waiting outside my house. This is being said by Yamadharmaraja to the Brahman, to Nachiketas. So 3 nights you have been residing or waiting outside my house. May Anashnan Brahman Atithi Namasya. So, hey Brahman, hey Atithi, you have been waiting for 3 nights without eating any food. Namaste astu Brahman swasti me. Please help me, please forgive me, please help me so that good may happen to me. Swasti me astu. Tasmat prati trin varana vrinishvaha. So 3 varas I give you in exchange for the pain that I have caused you. So why 3 varas? Why 3 varas? Because first thing is, whenever we give someone any kind of pain, that pain is of 3 kinds. So that is why that pain is called Adhibhautik, Adhidevik, and Adhyatmik. Adhibhautik is representing the material pain, relation to material pain, and Adhidevik relation to the divine powers, and Adhyatmik inner. So a mental pain, physical pain, and pain of having different divine forces go against you. So all these 3 kinds of pain that I have caused to this Brahman, I am willing to compensate for that by giving him 3 varas. So when we look at the 3 varas that we will be asking now, we will understand how it is correlated. Each of the 3 varas, the first one will solve the Adhibhautik problem. The second will solve the Adhidevik. So you will say everywhere I bring up Adhibhautik, Adhidevik, Adhyatmik, but that is the structure of our Vedic system, because the recognition of Shastra is how it can remove our sorrows, right? And all our sorrows are classified into these 3 categories only: Adhibhautik, Adhidevik, and Adhyatmik. So this is how the Shastra helps us remove that. So how the Shastra will remove? Here Yamadharmaraja is in a way Shastra. He is the one who is going to be teaching Nachiketas, right? So he will help him by his blessing, he will help him by his gifts, he will help him. So in this way, he is going to help him. So these three varas he has given. Also, in other way, if you look at this shlok, this mantra, Tisro Ratri. So 3 nights also represents, night represents darkness. Darkness represents pain or sorrow, right? So that also, the 3 nights also represent the pain or sorrow that come to us, which can only be relieved when we do our 3 duties in the proper way. Our duties towards the self, our duties towards the society, and our duty towards the nature around us. These are the 3 main categories of duties that we have. So when we do these, then we can rest in peace. We can be peaceful. So then we go on to the 10th one. I hope it is clear so far. So simple story. Okay. So then 10th mantra. शांत संकल्प सुमना यथा स्यात् वीतमन्यु गौतमो मा अभिमृत्यो त्वत्प्रशिष्टं मा अभिवदेत प्रतीत एतत्त्रयाणां प्रथमं वरं वृणे शांत संकल्प सुमन यथा स्यात् वीतमन्यु गौतमो मा अभिमृत्यो त्वत्प्रशिष्टं मा अभिवदेत प्रतीत एतत्त्रयाणां प्रथमं वरं वृणे. So, Tarun, you're asking something? Yes, please go ahead.
Yeah, hello, Yogeshi.
Hello.
So my question is related to this three boons. So the logic which you gave for this Adi Bhautik, Adi Devik, and Adhyatmik, uh, I want to understand that how did you deciphered it from the shloka?
This is deciphered in a way because it is given in the Bhashyam also. Shankaracharya ji has written a Bhashyam on that. And also when you meditate on any shloka or you see every shloka, no, then you see that the general structure of Shastra is built in that way. That whenever this number 3 comes up or whenever something related to giving comes up, it has these 3 aspects. It will apply to any kind of explanation that is there about any stories in the Puranas, any story that there is in the in our other spiritual texts like the Itihas, Ramayana, Mahabharata. So all of them there are these 3 explanations. If you go deep enough in your meditation, you can see these. Also in the text also it is given. If you learn how to decipher the signals, you can find them. Right. So once you keep reading Shastra, these things come to you automatically. So sometimes you can maybe find them written somewhere. Other times, through experience of reading Shastras, you can gain that insight. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome. So let's continue. It will correlate to the wishes also when we see that. When whatever now this young kid is asking, Nachiketas. So Shanta Sankalpa Sumana Yathasya Vitamanyu Gautamo Ma Abhimrityu. Gautama is his father. So this is what he's asking. Tvat prasishtam ma abhivadet pratit etatrayanam pratham varanam virine. So when I go back to my father, he says, then first of all, he should be Shanta Sankalpa. He should be very peaceful of mind. Sumana. He should be benevolent towards me. Sumana yatasya. Vitamanyu. No kind of hatred should be in there in his mind for me. So, He Mrityu, Gautamo, when I go back to my father Gautam, then Tvat Prasishtam Ma Abhivadet. So, he should talk to me normally. He should and welcome me back as I am sent back to you by you. So, this is my first boon. Etat Trayanam Prathamam Varanam Brine. Accept gracefully anything offered. I ask this. So this boon, the first one that he's asking is, he's a very intelligent child, right? So if you observe carefully, what is he doing here? He has asked for not just one thing, but he has asked for multiple things. So what are these? First of all is that he's asking that he will be allowed to go back. So Mrityu will not keep him with him in that Mrityu Lok. He will also go back. So then second is that his father, when he goes back, he should lose his anger, whatever anger he had. Of course, he knows when he goes back, that anger will not be there. He will naturally be happy to receive his child. But in a sense, it is written in the Bhashyam also that he should not think that he's a ghost or something coming back from Mrityu Lok. So that is also there. And so he should enjoy his peace of mind, and he must not be angry because he argued with his father and convinced him. Right. So when he's released, he'll go back and he will talk to him free of anger. So he has ensured that after this, Yamaraja will allow him to go back, and also he will gain back whatever situation there was, whatever ill feeling was created at that time, that will also be removed. And when he's talking about the freedom of mind of his father, he is seeking for the peace that there will be in his father's mind, because that peace is a necessary part of his absence. Till he's not there, his father will keep worrying. So that is natural with parents. No, whenever children go away, then they don't come back in time, then the father is naturally worried, or the mother is, of course, more worried. Yeah. So this thing happens to most of the children. So this is now this Adi Bhautik, the physical part of the boon he is asking, that when I go back, all my physical condition should be good. No, my father should not have any problem. I should get back my state of existence that was prior to coming here. So in this way, he has ensured that when he goes back, things will be back to normal. So this is not a very big boon. This is something well within the range of the powers of Yamadharmaraja. So he is willing to give it back to him, give the things that he has asked for here. So here he says, okay, I agree. Whatever you are asking for, I will give. So yatha, sorry. So now 11th mantra. यथा पुरस्ताद् भविता प्रतीत औद्यालकी आरुणि मत प्रशिष्टः सुखम रात्रि शयिता वीत मन्यु त्वां ददिश्वान् मृत्यु मुखात् प्रमुक्तम्. So yatha purastat bhavita pratita, as before. Yatha purastat, as before. Bhavita pratita, his feelings should be, his will be as before for you. The love in his heart will be the same for you. Whom? Adyalaki Aruni Mat Prasishta, the son of Uddalak, Aruni, your father. Your father. So that Arun Adyalak is his father. Here his name is given as Vasravas, and Aruni his grandfather. So in one sense that is mentioned, or in some texts it is mentioned that they are like his two fathers. Like someone raises you up, that is your father. Someone who gives birth to you, that is also your father. So both of those properties go back to you. This is mentioned in Shankar Bhashya. So in any case, this is that is less important. But here the blessing he has Bhagwan Yamaraja has given, that you when you go back, his love for you will remain the same. Do not worry. I give you your first boon. Sukham Ratri Shahita Vitmanyu. From today itself, he will be sleeping in peace. He will not have any more tension. He will internally know that you are coming back. That blessing I am giving you. Tam Dadishva Mrityu Mukhat Pramuktam. Why? Because when he has seen you coming back, released from the jaws of death. Mrityu Mukhat Pramuktam. Pramukti, Mukti. You have been freed from the jaws of death. So Twam Dadishvan, when he sees you. So this blessing he has given, that he will naturally be delighted, but even before you go back, he will be facing mental peace. I give you that blessing. Okay. So this is the first, or the Adibhautik Varam, that he is given. So now this one he is going to ask for his people. It is not mentioned in this mantra, but we will find in later in the second part where this is clarified, but we can understand. So this is what he's asking for his people. So this is the 12th mantra. स्वर्गे लोके न भयं किंचन अस्ति न तत्र त्वं न जरया बिभेति उभे तीर्त्वा अशनाया पिपासे शोकातिगो मोदते स्वर्गलोके. So Swargaloke na bhayam kinchan asti. He says, this is said by Nachiketas, in Swargaloka, in the heavens, there is no form of fear. Why? Na tatra tvam na jaraya bibheti. So na tatra tvam, you are also not there. So in Swargaloka, Yamaraja is not there. So saying you are not there, so there will be no fear because you are not there to take away people, right? So there, Yamaraja is not there. His duties are not extended to Swargaloka. And na jaraya bibheti, there is no aging, jara. There is no kind of aging. And ubhe tirtva ashanaya pipase. So there is neither hunger or neither thirst. Ashanaya pipase, they are not there. Hunger and thirst that trouble us over here. This I have heard from you. Shokatigo modate sarvaloke. So ati, whatever kind of fear is that is crossed by the people who go to Swargleka. We go over our fear and modate swargaloke. We enjoy delights in heaven. So now he is laying the groundwork for the second boon. He's saying, how will we attain Swargaloka? How will we attain the higher lokas which are attained by when we get the highest form of merit, punyam. So when we attain lots of punyam, we go to Swargaloka. When we are in the middle position, we have half punya and half papam, mixed, what we call mixed punyam and papam. Then we are in, then we are into Martya Loka or Prithvi Loka. And when we have very less punyam, more of papam, then we go into what we call the lower yonis, where we are in the form of animals, plants, or even uh, non-living things, because consciousness functions through each and every being. It is the one that holds together. We shall see this later on. But right now, we are going to talk about here it is said about Swargloka. So in Swargloka, there is, he says, no form of fear because there is not going to be any kind of death. So Swargloka is described here as an eternal loka, but all it is near eternal, we say in most of the shastras, because after our punyam is exhausted, we go to Swargloka when we have lots of punyam. After our punyam is exhausted, we again come back to earth. Again, we are born. The Gita says that in Bhagavad Gita that once your punyam is exhausted, again you have to come back to earth. So, ubhe tirtva ashanaya piyava. No hunger or thirst is there. So, it is a next state of extreme joy. Why? Because there we don't have this physical body. We are given a celestial body. Only our mind and intellect are over there, and then we are able to enjoy different kinds of delights we are beyond. So you can take it in a literal way, you can also take it in a mental way, because once we are in the state of without having body, then we are in the state where we are in a transition from this body to the next. So in that state, when we have done lots of papams, you remember, you think that when you are doing nothing, when you are doing nothing at all, what happens? Your mind starts thinking. You think too many things, right? Whenever you are free, your mind thinks. And then what happens is, first of all, what will come to your mind? The worst of thoughts. Whatever bad you did, whatever bad might happen, those kinds of things, they come to your mind. That represents narka. That represents the lower yoni. Or the lower lokas. So if you have done too much of bad, that pain will be there, and that pain is going to be more when only the mind is there and no body is there. So in that state, that is a really that is actually the hell that we suffer. And if we have done good things, punya, then our mind is free, our mind is happy, we are free of worries, and so we enjoy what we call a very higher state of joy. That higher state of joy is heaven there. But also we say that there is also a loka. There is a loka because all the people who go there, uh, all the people who have done good karmas, they go there and they enjoy a very happy existence, a delightful existence. So this is the place those people will go to. So how do we reach there? This is the second one. The second one. Aditavik. So how we are going to be in tune with the devtas? That is the in Swargloka there are devtas, all the divine forces. All the divine forces are available to us in their most benevolent form. So 13th. सत्वम् अग्निं स्वर्गमध्येषि मृत्यो प्रब्रूहि त्वं श्रद्दधानाय मह्यम् स्वर्गलोका अमृतत्वं भजन्त एतद्वितीयेन वृणे वरेण. सो सत्वम् अग्निं स्वर्गम अध्येषि मृत्यो प्रब्रूहि त्वं श्रद्दधानाय मह्यम् स्वर्गलोका अमृतत्वं भजन्त एतद् द्वितीयेन वृणे वरेण. So, Satvam Agnim Swargaya Adhyeshi Mrityu. This fire ritual, the Havan, the Homa that we do to attain Punyam, this is known to you. Hey Mrityu, O Yamaraja, this is known to you. So, Prabruhi Tvam Shraddadhanaya Mayam. So, please tell it to me who am endowed with Shraddha. So, because any kind of knowledge is only given to a student who has a Shraddha or has a faith in that. So unless you have a faith in the text that you are going to study, unless you have the faith both in the Shastra and the Guru. So faith in the Shastra represents the knowledge that this is something that will be beneficial to me. Then secondly, the second thing is that it is also going to be beneficial to me, but also I need to study this with full depth and full focus. So when I study this Shastra, it will help me progress towards my goals, right? It is something of interest to me. We don't study each and every subject, right? We study the subject that is the one that interests us. All of us has some kind of interest and we focus our life along that. So that Shraddha represents and then the second part, faith in the teacher. Because if we are thinking that the teacher is not good, then we will always have some lower level of learning. If we just have faith in the teacher is best, we think that I am better than the teacher, you will never learn. Right? If you have the faith in the teacher will automatically be beneficial towards you. Divine forces will be beneficial to you and your learning will always be very elevated, right? Anything lacking, you can always study on your own and add to that. But be very respectful and worshipful of the person teaching you. So in this way, when this fire ritual is being asked about, Swargaloka Amritatvam Bhajanta. He says that whoever does this ritual, they go to heaven, Swargaloka, and Amritatvam. They enjoy immortality. This is a relative immortality, but still it is much longer, because if we see the yugas, the time scales are different for earth and different for this other higher lokas. So if we see in the different Puranas, in the Pitri Loka, one day is 30 times. So there it is, there one day is 30 days of ours. For the Devtas, it is 1,000 times. So in this way, all these differences are there. It is mentioned. That is why we have different lengths of yugas. हर युग का अलग अलग सीमा होती है. In some, for the people it is different, for the devtas it is different. At the cosmic level, that is for Brahma ji, at the level of creation it is different. That 4,32,000 year yuga is there. So these this, when we go to Swargloka, we have a longer time available to us, which makes it near to immortality, relative immortality. So this etad dvitiyen vrine varen. So this varam, this boon I am asking is said because this is something that he will give back to his people, right? So this is something for the benefit of his people. This thing will, when he learns, he will go back and he teach his family. And he is endowed with Shraddha. That means he will be able to absorb this teaching very well. Because in those days, the teaching was oral. And so the teaching was taught and the student had to learn and repeat that. So that we'll see in the next one also. So here Nachiketas has asked for the fire ritual or how to do the homa properly. What are the different kinds of homas? So now Yamraja is saying, Prate Bravi, sorry, Prate Bravimi Yatadume Niboda, Swargyam Agnim Nachiketa Prajanana, Ananta Lokapti Matho Pratishtam, Vidhi Tvametat Nihitam Guhayam. So he says in a very positive frame of mind, he is happy that he's asked for this boon and he'll be able to fulfill it. So he says, Prate Bravimi Tadu Me Niboda. So, hey Nachiketas, this Swargyam Agnim, this fire ritual that will take you to heaven, I shall tell to you, Prate Bravimi Tadu Me Niboda. So, listen carefully from me. And listen so that you can remember. Right? It is not going to be useful if I just keep on saying and then you don't remember. So, may you know this. Ananta Loka, Ananta Loka Aptimatho Pratishtam. So this fire ritual reveals all the eternal lokas. Viddhi tvametam nihitam guhayam. This secret you may learn, which is actually situated in the secret cave of your heart. Nihitam guhayam. So all the knowledge that we have or that is obtainable is actually situated within us. That is the meaning of this last line, and we just have to work to reveal it. So the Lord is the giver of all kinds of knowledge. All the knowledge that is there comes from the Lord, and that knowledge is situated within us only. It requires someone to just a guru to reveal it, but once he reveals, he opens our eyes, we can see from within ourselves also. So that is also the process of the Veda. So those who open their eyes through the Veda, who chant those Vedic mantras, then they are able to see so many secrets of nature just by looking inwards. And that is from where we call the darshana emerges. So all the darshan shastras, the six sciences, they emerge, they are written by the people or the rishis who have visualized or internalized the Vedas. Once they chant the Vedas, once they understand the meaning of the verses, then through that they are able to see the nature of the universe and the nature of the self. So once this is known, they are able to express it. Darshan means what? Seeing. Darshana means seeing. So through darshanam, through that Vedic darshanam, through that Vedic knowledge, they are able to write those texts. So that knowledge is within them. The Veda just, you can say, brings it out from there. Yeah, it brings it out. So prate bravimi tadume niboda. Please listen very carefully. This knowledge I am giving to you. Right? So this ritual will reveal to you the eternal lokas. So revealing means you will be able to attain them or reach them when you do this proper ritual in the proper way. So this is what he is going to tell to Nachiketas. So here he is giving him the Adi Devik boon. So revealing the Adi Devik, reaching the land of the Devtas. लोकादिमग्निं तमुवाच तस्मै या इष्टका या वितीर्वा यथा वा स चापि तत्प्रत्ययवद् यथोक्त अथास्य मृत्यु पुनरेवाह तुष्टः. So लोकादिम अग्निम तमुवाच तस्मै या इष्टका यावती वा यथा वा स चापि प्रत्ययवत् यथोक्तम अथ अस्य मृत्युः पुनः एव आह तुष्टः. So lokadim agnim, you are the adi, the beginner, the first in the lokas. So Agni is the first consciousness that enters the universe. Agni represents the divine consciousness that is in the form of the individual. That is said in the Vedas. In the first verse of the Vedas, that is the hymn to Agni. So there also that is said, Agni is seen there as the inner consciousness within us and how to raise that consciousness that is there. So lok adim agnim tam uvach tasme. This is what is going to be taught to you. What is the process? Ya ishtaka yavati tirtava. So how many bricks are needed to make that? Then how to arrange them? Then what type of bricks are needed? All that is examined here. So cha api tat pratyeva. So whatever I'm going to teach to you, Nachiketas, he repeated. Tat pratyeva yathoktam. He repeated as it was taught to him. Atha yasya mrityuhu punarevaha tushta. So when Yamadharmaraja heard him repeat the knowledge that was given to him, he was satisfied. He was happy that for the Guru, it is not just a matter of going to the front of the class and just yapping all his knowledge and then writing on the board whatever he wants to do and going away. He has to be satisfied that the student has learned, right? So a great part of learning is also what we call the question and answer at the end. Have you understood? Do you want to ask any questions? So that is a very important part of the Vedic system. All the teaching is in the form of a question answer system. We look at all the Upanishads, even the other granthas that teach the basics of the Upanishad, like Tattvabodh we saw earlier, or Atmabodh. So all these texts, they teach us, they are in the form of a question answer. So this question answer form ensures that the student has been taught completely or learned completely. So when he is sure that the Guru is sure that he's learned, then only he is satisfied. So in this, here it is given in short what was taught to him, right? So as I've told you earlier that this Upanishad is extracted in part from the Brahmanas. So Brahmana, the Taittiriya Brahmana is where in the third part, Taittiriya Brahmana is three parts. In the final part, third, 11, 8. So it is such a vast Brahmana, just that third part, 11th chapter, 8th section contains this Upanishad and a lot more. So it contains the missing parts of this story. It contains most of the Upanishad, but a lot of it is added separately also. It's not fully there. Course, there are certain verses of the Adhyatmic part they are added here, but this part is given in more in detail, all these breaks and all, and also how this yagna has to be done in more detail, that is given in there, right? And of course, even there also not everything is there, because this part about the bricks and their arrangement, that is given in our other shastras. So there is a Sulva Sutra. So Sulva Sutra, you can look online or you can check somewhere if you find. It will not be easy to find a Hindi English translation, but you can. I think you can find the Sanskrit one. But there must be some Hindi English also if you can look carefully. I've not tried that much. But Shulva Sutra, it gives a full detail of how this Havan Kund is to be arranged. So if I go into that, it'll take more than this class itself. But overall, in that sutra, what is given is that how do we arrange these bricks in the house? So in a house, the first of all is the main fireplace where food is cooked. That is there. The agni is called the Gahar Patya Agni. So that is there. So that kund should be square, and all the measurements are very accurately given. So there we use what we call an angulam for the measurement, the thickness of a finger. And that exact definition is the measurement is given in other shastras, which is approximately or almost you can say quarter of an inch, three-fourth of an inch. So the kund should be 24 angulams by 24 angulams. So its area will be 576 square angulams, right? So in this, that should be the area. Then the same area for that should be of the other two kundams. There should be three kundams. So there also the same area. So that Shulva Sutra contains, you can say, the Pythagoras theorem is there. The value of pi is there, mathematical value of pi is there. So all these calculations are given there. It's such an ancient text. Right. So there the proper calculation is given how we have to construct three kundams, but all should be of same area. So the second one, so usually what happens is when the one where you do the havanam, that is supposed to be in the form of a semicircle. So that one, your Gahar Patne should be towards the east of that. And the third one, which will the Yagya Kunda has what we call the Ahavani Agni, right? And the third one, Dakshinagni, that should be towards the south. So towards when you look towards your towards your kitchen fire on the right of that. So the distance for that is also specified. How to construct it using a rope, that is specified. How many bricks, all that is given in that sutram. So when we look there, we can get all these details. So if we do any kind of havan, we can check those details and we can do it accordingly. Of course, these days we just use that square havan kund everywhere, but actually this other one is circular, one is half semicircle. So half circle and the other one is square, and all these three are supposed to have the same area, right? So accordingly, the bricks and the length of the bricks is calculated. So this and knowledge in detail it was given. So you can imagine how much time it would have taken to give that knowledge, and how much intelligence this kid would have to be able to absorb that knowledge, right? So once he absorbs that knowledge, he would be able to use it for the benefit of his people. ब्रवीत प्रियमाणो महात्मा वरम तवेद्याय ददामि भूयः तवेव नाम्ना भवितायमग्नि श्रृंकाम चेमामनेक रूपाम गृहाणः. So now Yamraj is saying to his student about the giving of this gift. Tam abravit priyamano mahatma. He says to Nachiketas that you are very dear to me. So varam taveha adya dadami bhuya. I give you one more boon, a special extra gift I am giving to you. So what is this gift? I will give you the three boons that you've asked for. So third one is still open to you. So third one is very much open to you. And but this extra boon what I'm giving you is Tavev Namna Bhavita Ayam Agni. This Agni that we are talking about, this Agni that we are using for this ritual fire, it will now be named after you. Tavev Namna. So it will be named after you. So this Agni is called the Nachiketas Agni only. So this the ritual Agni is called the three Nachiket Agni, because it is divided into three parts, the three kinds of rituals that we can do. So this Agni is given to him. So to him spoke Mrityu. This Agni will be named after you. And what else is giving? Srinkam cha imam anek rupam grihana. So I am giving you a necklace, a srinkam, that is of varied gems, a very valuable necklace. Anek rupam, different colored gems are there. So this I am giving. But it also means in another sense, Srinkam means the fruits of your karmas. The fruits of your karma should be beneficial towards you. Fruits that are without any kind of obstruction or restriction. So this is the meaning of Srinkam. Another dictionary meaning of Srinkam is represented here. So whatever be the fruits of your karma, they will all be beneficial towards you. They will never be in a way appearing to you as something harmful. So Agni has given him this kind of blessing here. So tam abravit priyamano mahatma. This because now he has watched Nachiketas, he has watched his intelligence in asking for the two boons. The first boon that he has asked in a fashion that in a very intelligent fashion, so that he get maximum benefit out of it. Then the second boon is asking for the benefit of his people. So Yamaraja is now, he is very happy with his student. He's in a very good mood about his student, and he says that whatever I am giving to you, it is whatever you asked for. But in addition, this Agni shall be named after you. And of course, this extra gift that I'm giving to you it is you can say a symbol or a token of remembrance. So when he goes back, he knows that this is given to me by Yamaraja. So this is a special gift. So now Yamaraja is satisfied. He has given him both of his gifts and also the extra gift. So this extra gift, what will happen to this extra gift? This will also come in the next section. But we'll look at now the final boon. So this is his description of the second boon itself, what benefits it will confer. So 17th. त्रीणाचिकेत्रिभियेत्य सन्धिं त्रिकर्मकृत् इति जन्म मृत्यु ब्रह्मजज्ञं देवमीड्यं विदित्वा निचाय इमां शांतिम अत्यंतमेति. So one who invokes this threefold fire, three nachiket tribhi etya sandhim, it is performed at the sandhi represents two different things here. Sandhi represents in a way that is the what we call the joining points or the conjunction points during the day. So in the day we have what we call three sandhyas or three sandhis. So what are the three sandhyas between the day and the night? So morning there is a sandhya. So you don't think just the evening is sandhya like in Hindi. So in Sanskrit there are three sandhyas, and at that three sandhya you also have to do sandhya vandanam, the three kinds of sandhya puja. So that Sandhya Vandanam is a elaborate ritual. It takes maybe 10 to 15 minutes or even 30 minutes, depending on your level of practice. So this three Nachiket sacrifice is said to be done at three times. So Homa is said to be done early in the morning, just when the sun is about to rise. Secondly, late in the evening, when the sun is about to set. And then in the middle of the day, when the sun has reached the middle of the sky and is going to move in its journey towards the other side, from the eastern side to the western side, the middle when it has reached. So that is another point of Sandhya or noon, you can say. Huh? So at noon it will begin this other journey. So here it is said, Tri Nachiket Tribhiyete Sandhim, who performs this Agni in these three manners. Or also it is said Sandhi represents relationship. Huh? So it represents the relationship of a person with your mother, your father, and with the guru, a teacher. So all these are said in lot of shastras. They are the main sources of knowledge for a person. So they represent these three sandhis also. Three karma krita. They help you do all the three kinds of karmas. So three kinds of karmas, again we saw earlier also, for yourself, for the society, and for your for the beings, bhutas. So all these three kinds of karmas you have to do. So whoever does this, he will cross over death. Three karma krit iti janma mrityu. So this kind of person will cross over death. So if we do our duties, we will not be bound in this world in a form of coming back to this world with lot of pain. We will go to Swargalok. So if we do our duties in the proper way, we will not go into the lower lokas. You will cross over death, because lower lokas represent death. They represent pain. They represent punishment. So then Brahma Jagyam Devam Idya Viditva Nichaya Imam Shantim Atyantameti. So whoever meditates on Agni, he will obtain this Virat Devta, this Agni, and get permanent peace and happiness. Nichaya Imam Shantim Atyantameti. So all these three kinds of puja that you're doing, the three kinds of karma you are going to do, that involves study, your Brahma Yagyam, then family benefit, world benefit. All these three kinds of yagya, who do these yagyas to the devtas, he will attain everlasting peace. So Yamraja is telling Nachiketas to, when you go back to the world, you do perform yourself also and teach others also, that whatever your duties are towards yourself, towards that is self-study, towards your family and towards the world, you should always keep doing. You should not be selfish. You should work towards the raising of everyone towards higher realms. And Brahma Yagyam represents that only. That Yagyam is seeing Brahman, seeing the Lord in everyone. Brahma Yagyam represents that thing only. Samatvam, Samabhav. The seeing of the Lord in everyone and seeing that Lord in everyone, behaving in a even manner to everyone, not doing any kind of discrimination. Brahma Jagyam Devam Idya Viditva. So whoever does that, to him, this Devta, this Agni Devta, his Virat Roop is revealed. Devam Idya. So what is the Virat Roop? Virat Roop represents seeing the Lord in the whole of creation. So if we read Purush Sukta, what does it say? In that the whole universe is revealed as the body of the Purusha or body of the Lord. So that is how we will understand the this Agni or the Lord as the body of the universe. And once we see that, then we cannot have any kind of hatred or any kind of ill feeling towards anyone in the universe. So this one when we do, we will be able to be behave in the world. We have to like transact in the world in the best way possible. Brahma Yagyam. So all the our relationships are now good with mother, with father, with teacher. All our duties are done. We have done our prayer or yajna or puja. We have done our adhyayanam. We have done also the good to the people, which will come under what we call danam or charity, right? So this danam is very important. So once we have fulfilled these conditions, that means you have done this three Nachiket Agni ritual. You have done this Nachiketa ritual 3 times in your lifetime. And so for that person, that Virat Devta will reveal, he will be able to see the Lord in for every portion of the universe. And for that person, there will always be permanent peace and happiness. Because what we give to the world, that comes back to us. We give goodness, we give peace, we give happiness to people, then that peace also comes back to us. We will not have the kind of conflicts. Conflicts happen what? When we are not well disposed to people around us. When we are not well disposed, they will come. It is not that it is not that ill feeling is only for today. It may be from previous janma, right? So sometimes some people come to us to correct some of our faults. So someone will come who really brings out the anger in us. So that person is a test. That person is a test for us to remove that anger and leave it behind, to conquer that anger. So it is in a way a blessing by the Lord to help us overcome a limitation within us, right? So this is how we should understand all our transactions in this universe. So I think we have finished the time for today's class. So today we have done up till the 17th. So we'll continue until the 18th one in the next class. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.